Sorry, family drama right now. How is everybody doing tonight? And welcome to Mel's Mat Chat preview predictions of WrestleMania. Oh my God, I've heard a fucking weird week of shit that's happened in my family. My brother's getting married tomorrow, and I'm not even invited because my fucking stepmother doesn't want her two lovely daughter-in-laws to ever know about me. Lovely family, isn't it? And this is why I drink and smoke. Now you can understand why. I drink, I smoke, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of my family. I'm sick of everything. But what I'm not sick of is tonight's preview and predictions. You know what's going to happen here. You're going to get the go home shows of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown landed really good, really good. I am already psyched for this. I watched the Pat McAfee show today. I watched the press conference that was at 5:00, which I didn't know of. Somebody, the grace of God, on Twitter today, X, whatever it is, told me about it, and I'm thanking them from the bottom of my heart. Hey, Rage, how you doing? Love you, girl. Love you, sis. Thank you. So I watched all of that. I'm gonna watch Stand and Deliver tomorrow, but it's gonna be in transit because I'm gonna be with my son. So I'm gonna be watching it either on my phone or I'm bringing my tablet so I can watch it while I'm hanging out with him because they have internet. It's just they don't have like the apps and everything like that with what is it called? Like Peacock and stuff like that at the school that I'm going to be going to see him. So I'm going to be watching that. I may give you my 2 cents of what's going to go on there on night one, which is going to be right after night one. I'm going live for the review. So join me and set your reminders and whatnot. And my hair is like crazy. I have a treatment in it, and it's an oil treatment. And I mean, I'm not African American, but I have hair like it, and I'm trying to grow my hair, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. I'm telling you. Don't ever go through a fucking stressful point in your life. I lost my mother 2 years ago, and I'm losing my hair, and I'm trying to do all the freaking serums and shit my hair, and I'm hoping it's working because I'm tired of. I want my long hair back. I had hair down to practically my ass, and I'm tired of it having it so short. So don't mind my hair tonight. It's just a little weird. But lots of going on. Does Cody Rhodes finish his story? Does Roman Reigns continue with his monumental title run? Does the man overtake Mommy, or does Bailey get control of Damage Control? There's so much going on this weekend. I just couldn't watch everything. I'm going to end up watching, and right now the Hall of Fame is going on, which I'm going to watch that while I'm getting ready to go see my son tomorrow. So, I'm trying to keep up as much as I can with all this content. It is a nightmare on this weekend. Plus, we have the Slammies. Plus, we have there's the draft coming up, literally like a month, probably a month after WrestleMania. We have Clash at the Castle back in Glasgow. I'm like, really, Paul? Paul, you're killing me here. You're fucking killing me. Seriously, I'm like, enough with this. I'm overwhelmed. And then of course on the 21st I'm covering Dynasty. So please, like, I am surprised I don't have this in a fucking IV bag. Seriously, this is iced coffee. This is the only thing that's getting me through right now. I want to go to sleep. I got to be up at 3:30 in the morning. So seriously, kill me now, right? So, um, I'm not going to try to keep everybody here late. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. I would like to go maybe get an hour or two of sleep, and then I could get up and try to get through the day tomorrow. Seriously. So please do me a favor. Go do me a favor and go follow me on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Cameo, and Threads. All and Threads and X. All Mel's Match Hat. It's very simple to follow. And please do me a favor while you're here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications for when I upload a video, go live, or I upload a short. So go check that out. If you want to see anything of my life, please don't hesitate to, go into my chats and whatnot, and I will try to oblige. All right. It's depending on the situation. If it's anything risque, you're going to have to pay good money for that one. And that you could get me out on Cameo. Please also do me a favor and check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Please also go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. They are coming out with new products. They have 2 new flavors of iced teas. They have a packet that you can put into your water to make it a sports drink. To make it fizzy, I would put it into your regular Liquid Death sparkling water. Or if it's like a good flavor, you can melt it with another sparkling water that is flavored. You could put it in your iced tea. I'm hoping that they're going to make a lemonade, because that is my jam. Give me lemonade. I'll put a little fucking goddamn rum or vodka in it and call it a day. And it's a cocktail. It's plain and simple. But please drink responsibly. And if you're not over 21, ignore me. Okay. Please also do me a favor. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Visit their website for all your coffee essentials. They are the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate. And I'm telling you, it is delicious. It's chef's kiss. If you didn't see it today, House of Glory and Wrestling Revolver had a special, and you could check it out for on what is it called? Thriller TV was formerly Fight TV. They had a wonderful matches. They had Mustafa Ali versus Amazing Red, Alex Shelley versus Hog champion Mike Santana. The Rascals and Grizzly Young Veterans were there. Steve Macklin versus Charles Mason, Speedball Mike Bailey versus Masha Slamovich, and she had a match at Bloodsport today. I think it was today or yesterday, versus Shayna Baszler. And Shayna, the Queen of Spades, beat her and took it. And she got to reunion with one of her horsewomen, which was Marina Shafir. And now she works for AEW, she's with her husband, Roderick Strong, which is the international champion. And he is part of Undisputed Kingdom. Now, you're probably wondering where where my regular podcast is. I went live yesterday with episode 335. So go check that out as well as the reviews of AEW Revolution 2024 and WWE Elimination Chamber Perth 2024. So we're basically rocking it. We're rocking it. We're getting ready for WrestleMania. We're going to be doing a lot of what is it called? Events coming up. It's going to be crazy. So I'm thankful that when I looked at next month's calendar, the 4th of May is the only thing, and that weekend of Mother's Day weekend is my weekend, because it's going to be my birthday weekend, and I'm going to be the big 42. Yes, this girl is going to be 40 fucking 2 years old. I want to shout out somebody super special now in my life. I actually have a beau now, and he is an amazing guy. He's actually 4 years younger than me, and I am so thrilled. I'm hoping that he will be watching me from now on, because he better be, or there's going to be issues. His name is John, and I'm really happy. And it's been a long time coming. So, John, baby, Your girl loves you. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm actually a taken woman now. Yes. Yes. This fat piece of shit is actually taken by a guy now. I mean, it's weird now. Now, the virgins out there, because I'm not a virgin and I haven't been one for years, decades now. All right. I actually have somebody. I actually go out and touch grass. I actually go out and do my thing and whatnot. And I actually have a guy in my life. What, do you still have those tissues, those pictures that you have probably uh um cum stains all over the place? I don't need that. All right. I'm you can tell on my face that I'm well taken care of. Yes. So, yes, I have a man in my life. I have a real life outside of this. I know it is so weird, right? To actually be sociable and not just have my life wrapped up in wrestling. And let me tell you something. What goes on in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. All right? And it's great. All right? Anyway, just wanted to share that wonderful news. No, don't. Stop. No. Stop. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. He understands what I do. Don't worry about it. Devil eyes. All right? He understands, and I've already told him. Don't, please, don't. This doesn't change anything. I'm not changing my stance on anything. It's, I'm gonna still be the zany me, but now I have even more happiness, and I deserve this. I am been through so much pain and so much anguish with losing my mom and everything. So I need to be happy. So nothing changes on here. All right. All right. Nothing changes. He understands what I do, and it's only for entertainment. All right. Okay. It's nothing changes. I promise you. All right. Warning. All right. Warning. Nothing changes. All right. Just be happy for me. I deserve this. I've been through pain. I've been through suffering. I want to be happy. And, everybody has somebody, and I want somebody. But it doesn't change my attitude on here. It's going to be still zany, still off the wall, still sexual driven, but this is my life on here. My private life is my private life. But I wanted to, announce this, and I'm so happy right now and thrilled. Thank you, devil eyes. And I am trying to read this without my glasses. See, this is it. This is when I'm happy, my brain is fried. All right. So now I can see here. Beautiful. Devil eyes, please. I'm not changing. Maron. Ay dos míos, okay? Yeah, I wanted to announce that. So now we're gonna do the picks at the end, and I'm gonna give you the go home shows that we can keep in our memory of the Monday Night Raw and tonight's SmackDown. And then I'm gonna get you my picks, and then I'm gonna get out of here because I want you guys to enjoy and get your rest. Get your rest for WrestleMania. But let me just check my thing. Let me get this out. So we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. What happened on Monday Night Raw? I'm going to give you the lowdown on Monday Night Raw. So if you didn't watch it, you don't have to go watch it because you're here now. So let's get this started. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw had the lineup of The Rock and Roman will make their returns to the show. There was an 8-man tag with DIY and the New Day versus the Judgment Day, the entire faction. Singles match, Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. Tag team match, Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The show opens up with a shot of Lincoln Financial Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is the site of this weekend's WrestleMania. We got to see a video package recapping last week's closing segments with WWE legend The Rock and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and the continuation of the show after it went off the air, the aftermath of that. By the way, Cody Rhodes' bus caught on fire. That's not a good sign, people. That's definitely not a good sign. So Michael Cole and Pat McAfee will be doing 2 nights. So Corey Graves, I feel bad for him. I really do. Michael Cole starts off the night by saying The Rock's attack was one of the most horrible, despicable, disgusting assaults he's ever seen in the WWE. No, sorry, I've seen worse. You've seen worse, Michael Cole. Please, for the love of God. Cole then says Rhodes was not medically cleared to appear on Raw tonight. The Rock then makes his way down to the ring as Michael Cole and Pat McAfee welcome us to the show. The Rock starts off by saying he made Cody Rhodes bleed. The Rock then says he took his hands and wrapped it around Rhodes' little head. The Rock also says he's rammed Rhodes' head against the production truck and wiped the blood on his hands and on his Mama's Rhodes weight belt. The Rock also says the only things missing from the weight belt is Mama Rhodes' tears. The Rock then says he is the man of his word, and he told Rhodes at the beginning of the show last week that he would make him bleed. The Rock also says all the Cody crybabies didn't like what he did to Cody Rhodes. He laughed at the Cody crybabies for crying about their hero getting beat up. The Rock then sends us to a complication of a couple of young fans' reactions to his production truck attack on Rhodes last week. The Rock then says he is seeing reactions like that breaks his heart, like many fans who have young kids like him, but he is about to drop some gospel on them. The Rock then says there are moments in life where a man has to do what he has to do, and there are moments in life where people stick their noses in business where it doesn't belong. The Rock then says Rhodes did that and he had to beat him down for it. The Rock then says Brooklyn is feeling the energy because professional wrestling is cool. Again, The Rock also says the ratings have skyrocketed because of him, and Brooklyn has set a record for the largest domestic gate in the history of Raw because finally blood was shed. The Rock then says WrestleMania is in 5 days and he has come back to Brooklyn. The Rock then says he didn't come back to Brooklyn alone. Roman Reigns then his music hits and he ends up going down to the ring. with the rest of the bloodline. Reigns starts off telling Brooklyn to acknowledge him. Reigns then says those who saw his A&E biography already knows what his hoodie says, and that is family above all. Reigns also says that's how he has always operated, and he came to Raw to acknowledge his family. Reigns, Reigns then thanks The Rock for giving him the easiest WrestleMania match of his life in their night one tag team match against Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. Reigns also says he and the rest of the bloodline will have their way with Rhodes at night two. Reigns then says if the fans didn't see The Rock's attack on Rhodes last week, they have seen it on social media. Reigns then says he didn't need The Rock to beat up Rhodes, but he still did it and put his family above all. Reigns then says The Rock showed how he led and Rhodes is not fit for leadership. Reigns also says Rhodes is a politician, and while the bloodline was making wrestling cool in 2020, Rhodes was off somewhere doing a whole lot of nothing. A little dig to AEW. The bloodline can't have Rhodes trying to take them off the top of the mountain. Reigns then says the mountain belongs to the bloodline, and it won't be more crystal clear than it will be on Sunday. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins music then hits. He makes his way through the crowd, a la Shield. Says if the bloodline wants to attack him, then they will have to fight. They will have to fight the whole Brooklyn. Rollins also says the time for talking is over and he's ready to fight. Rollins also says he wants to fight tonight and Brooklyn deserves the biggest main event of all time. Rollins then challenges The Rock to singles match, but says since he doesn't think The Rock is brave enough to do so, he would be more than happy to face Reigns instead. Rollins then says he leaves it up to the bloodline to choose who faces him in the main event and tells him to pick what stipulation the match will be. The Rock then tells Rollins, challenging him challenging him and Reigns was a mistake, then questions if Rollins saw what happened to Rhodes last week. The Rock then says Rollins wants none of that and tells Rollins that he won't be fighting either of them. Solo Sikoa then grabs the mic and informs Rollins that he will be fighting him instead of Reigns or The Rock. The Rock and Rollins agrees to face him. The Rock then tells Rollins that the match will be bloodline rules. So that was the end of the segment. So we got the main event for Monday Night Raw on for the end of the night. We then get a video clip from Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. MMA Hour interview. Earlier today, then the man Becky Lynch interrupted Mommy and got in her face. We then head to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing Lynch. Lynch says she was here tonight to finish what she had started. Lynch then says she would be in the ring if Ripley cares to answer the call. Michael Cole then announces that the 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania for the tag team titles, you have to get both sets. So I think that this is where they're going to be able to break it up, and it's going to be a little bit better in this situation instead of merging them. I would have preferred to merging them, but that's neither here nor there. So we have an 8-man tag. We have DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day versus the entire faction of Judgment Day, which is Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough. So the match starts off with DIY and the New Day all landing on Judgment Day while they were entering the ring. As soon as the bell rings, the Judgment Day isolate Johnny in the Johnny Gargano in the corner and work on him. Dominic then goes for a three amigos, but Gargano escapes. Ciampa then tags in, so does McDonough. McDonough and Ciampa then trade strikes. Dominic then gets back in the ring, and Ciampa hits a clothesline. After the clothesline on Dominic and McDonough. Priest then hits a boot on Ciampa in the face. Kingston then hits Priest with a chop off the rope. Kingston then hits a crossbody on Priest. Woods then gets a tag and hits McDonough with a slingshot DDT. Woods then hits a fireman's carry power slam on McDonough, and Dominic breaks up the pin. Dominic then trips Ciampa in the ropes and sets up a 619, but Ciampa blocks the 619. Dominic is then hung up in the ropes, and Gargano super kicks him. Priest clears the ring and hits a razor's edge on Ciampa for the win, and that's really fucking quickly. Very fucking quickly. So then we head to the back where the Roman Reigns says The Rock had things covered tonight. Reigns then says he will leave, and The Rock was fine with that. Rock then asks Reigns where he was going, and Reigns says he had a speech to write. So breaking news, Reigns is going to induct Paul Heyman in the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble. Oy, oy, oy. Hall of Fame. My bad. Oy vey. Heyman then looks right in the camera and confirms that Reigns will be inducting him into the WWE Hall of Fame this Friday, which is going on right this very second. We then get a video footage of Sami Zayn training with Chad Gable at the WWE Performance Center. Reigns and Gable were watching tape the ring general Gunther before Gable put Zayn through an extensive training. Zayn then thought he was done, but Gable put him in a choke and Zayn tapped out. Zayn then asked Gable, "What the hell was that?" Zayn then tells Gable he had enough of this. Gable then tells Zayn something was holding him back and pestered him until he admitted what was wrong. Zayn then admitted he was afraid of letting people down and disappointing his family. Gable then gave Zayn encouraging words, which was enough to make him continue training. Zayn then continues his training, and Gable tries to choke him out again, but Zayn countered it this time. Zayn and Gable then smiled and they shook hands. So is he motivated, Sami Zayn? Absolutely. So this is going to be the match of the weekend, and I believe that. It could be this one, and I believe it could be I'm going to actually go out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Rhea Ripley match. That's going to be another one to look forward to, because those two are going to be fucking. It's two women wrestlers. It's not just sports entertainers. Those are two professional wrestlers, and I can't wait for it. We then head to the back where we see Judgment Day hanging out in their clubhouse. The group were all on the same page until Legado del Fantasma showed up, as they were invited by Dominic. Priest then pulls Dominic aside and says they gave him their blessing to handle Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, but this was too much. Priest then tells Dominic to cut the crap and leaves to make a phone call. Ripley wasn't happy with Dominic either. Dominic then asks Ripley to talk to Priest. Ripley then agrees, but tells Dominic they needed to communicate better. That was his mistake. He should have never done that. But I also want to, before it turns into midnight and turns into the next day, I want to wish Dominic Mysterio a happy birthday. We go to Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. The match starts off with Reed working over Zayn. Zayn then clotheslines Reed over the top rope and lands a dive on Reed. Zayn then delivers a series of elbows on Reed off the top rope, but Reed counters an elbow and hits Zayn with a Uranagi. Reed then goes off an air raid crash off the top rope, but Zayn turns it into a sunset flip. Reed then kicks out Zayn, tries to lift Reed. Reed then counters and drops Zayn with a Death Valley driver, but Zayn kicks out. Zayn then hits Reed with a tornado DDT. Intercontinental Champion The Ring General then drags Gable out on the stage, like what Rhea Ripley did to Dominic Mysterio when she started getting her claws into him. Zayn then runs up the stage to check on Gable, but Gunther attacks Zayn and leaves him laying. Gunther then walks away, and Zayn struggles to get to his feet. Gunther then notices and watches with an astonished look on Zayn's face. Gunther then blindsides Zayn, and the match ends in disqualification. Okay. After the match, Gunther sends Zayn crashing into the Titantron and then hits Zayn with a chop. Gunther then hits a kick on Zayn's spine and then delivers right hands on him and knocks him down with a big boot. Gunther then hits Zayn with several more chops, then steps on Zayn's chest and stands tall as he holds his Intercontinental Championship high. Gunther then looks to head to the back, but Zayn makes his way up to his feet. Gunther then nails Zayn with his title before makes his way back. We head to the back where we see main event Jey Uso have a little chat with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne tells Jey Uso he will be at WrestleMania to premiere a new Wheezy song. So he's going to be there as well. We see Damage Control. They were shown arriving to the arena earlier today. It is announced that the WWE legend The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, will induct Leah Maivia into the Hall of Fame. You're wondering who the fuck this is. Well, it's his grandmother. Why? I have no idea. Tag team match. Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupri versus Candice LeRae and Hindi Hartwell. The match starts off with Nile and LeRae. Hartwell tags in and locks up with Nile before Nile begins wearing down her arm. Dupri tags in and hits Hartwell with a double axe handle off the second rope, but Hartwell responds with a body slam and tags in LeRae. LeRae then pushes Dupri and sends her crashing into the mat and then sends her face first on top of the turnbuckle and stomps on her chest in the corner. Dupri then rolls LeRae up, but LeRae kicks out and lands a right and a left hands on Dupri. Dupri then sends LeRae into the second turnbuckle face first before Hartwell and Nile tag in. Nile and then hit a Hurricane Rana on Hartwell and follow up with an enziguri and a single leg drop kick in the corner. Nile then climbs to the top rope, but Hartwell nails her with a forearm. Nile then fights Hartwell off, but LeRae pushes Nile off the top turnbuckle. Hartwell then gets in LeRae's face about what she just did, but Dupri tags in the match. Dupri drop kicks Hartwell's spine, rolls her up for the win, and Dupri and Nile pick up the victory. After the match, LeRae confronts Hartwell and tells her that their loss is embarrassing. We head to the back where we see main event Jey Uso tell World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins he has his back in the Bloodline Rules match with Sequoia later on in the evening. We see Natalya say that her favorite WrestleMania moment was Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me ask you people. Did we get the Saint Dr. Martha Hart so we could say his name on WWE TV? Oh my God. Oh my God. Did we get Saint Dr. Martha Hart permission to say his name? Because she doesn't want her husband's name anywhere with WWE. I mean, that promotion is terrible. Terrible. So terrible that they want to honor him and make him feel special and actually be able to, get his rightful place with the rest of his fucking family in the Hall of Fame. But did we get her permission? We need to check that out. Let's get on this. We need to check this out. We need to make sure. Did Natalia have to go ask her fucking aunt for permission to say her uncle's name? Did we? Did we need to know this shit? I need to know. Did Dr. Martha Hart, did we get her permission? Because I need to know this shit. Because she doesn't want to have WWE nothing to do with her husband. She wants that whole fucking career of his that made him completely erased. Let's see if we did. Let's see if we did. All right. Let's go and check this out. Let's go make sure of it because we need to know this. We want to make sure because she can't be hurt anymore. I mean, she's living in the past. Everybody's living here in the future. All right. At WrestleMania 10, where I was there. All right. I have the shirt. I believe I still have the ticket stub. It's faded, but I still have it. She then advises any aspiring wrestlers to watch that match, which was great. We then get a pre-taped segment from the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, who delivered a eulogy while at a funeral home standing over a casket. McIntyre would bury CM Punk before moving on to Seth Rollins. McIntyre says Rollins developed his whole personality on Jared Leto's Joker. McIntyre then says he plans on taking the broke-down workhorse back and putting him down once and for all. It is announced that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will be taking place. It happened tonight, and you'll find out who won later on after I finish doing Raw's rundown. Ricochet versus Ivar from the Viking Raiders. I'm hoping Eric comes back because that'll be a great addition to the tag team division. The match starts off with Ivar running Ricochet over the shoulder tackle. Ricochet then responds with a Hurricane Rana and a drop kick, then looks to fly, but Ivar ducks out of the way and delivers a boot to Ricochet. Ivar then looks to knock Ricochet down, but Ricochet lands on the apron and looks to fly off the ropes, and Ivar trips him. Right, Ivar then hits a knee on Ricochet's midsection, but Ricochet responds with a super kick. Ivar then hits Ricochet with a senton out of the corner, then sends him crashing into the ring apron, spine first, and looks to sandwich him between himself and the ring skirt. Ricochet then moves out of the way, and Ivar is sending crashing into the ring skirt. Ricochet flies over the top rope. Ricochet then gets Ivar back in the ring and climbs to the top rope. Ricochet looks to fly, but Ivar avoids it. Ricochet then lands on his feet before hits a clothesline on Ivar off the top rope and hits a running shooting star press. Ivar then nails Ricochet with a spinning back heel kick and sit-out powerbomb and looks to land a running senton. Ricochet then moves out of the way and Ivar collides with a bottom turnbuckle. Ricochet then looks to hit a springboard crossbody on Ivar, but Ivar catches him and hits him with a slam. Ivar then hits a springboard crossbody on Ricochet and climbs to the top rope. Ivar looks to hit a moonsault on Ricochet, but Ricochet moves out of the way. Ivar charges at Ricochet in the corner. Ricochet hits Ivar with a power slam. Ricochet then climbs to the top rope, hits a 630 on Ivar to win. Ricochet picks up the win. We head back to where we see Legado del Fantasma and Judgment Day watching Ricochet win over Ivar. Damian Priest questions why Ricochet hasn't been dealt with, and JD McDonough assures him that he will take care of him in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on Friday Night SmackDown. Dominic then says if McDonough can't get the job done, his backup plan, Andrade El Idolo, then walks in and introduces himself to Santos Escobar. Escobar then tells Andrade he will make him a full-fledged member of the crew if he takes care of Ricochet. The man, Becky Lynch, then makes her way to the ring to address the WWE Universe. Lynch starts off by saying the man has come around to Brooklyn and she came looking for a fight. Lynch then says she started a fight on the MMA Hour earlier today, and they don't have to wait till WrestleMania. Lynch then calls Rhea Ripley down to the ring. Raw general manager Adam Pearce then makes his way out and tells Lynch they aren't doing this tonight. Pearce then calls out several security guards out to join him, then tells Lynch she has to wait till WrestleMania to get the fight she wants. Pearce then asks Lynch to wait until WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley music then hits. Pearce tells her the same thing he told Lynch. Ripley then goes right past Pearce and the guards and begins brawling with Lynch. Then tries separating the two women, but they both keep breaking free and brawling. We then head to the back where Dakota Kai called Damage Control the most dominant woman faction ever at WrestleMania. They will prove to Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill and Bayley that they are the future. Kai then says they are at Raw tonight to see if anyone can prove them wrong. We then see Lynch and Ripley continue to brawl backstage as security and Pearce try to keep them apart. Dominic Mysterio then manages to pull Ripley away, which Dominic, the way he was handling her, I swear you guys that don't have a woman wished that you were in his position, grabbing her, being very close to her. I know. I think I need to refer you to Kleenex or Cottonelle or something like that to handle the remnants of that, you know. And hey, I got plenty of bottle of lubrication. I mean, I have to now, you know. I have to make sure that I'm all set up, you know. We get the entrance of the 6-woman tag team match, which is Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane versus Tegan Knox, Zoe Starks, and Shayna Baszler. The match starts off with Damage Control wasting no time going after Knox, Baszler, and Stark. Kai delivers some stomps on Knox in the center of the ring. Now, if you guys don't know, but we've got an issue here. We've got mates going after one another. It's Shayna versus going against Dakota Kai. Shayna, that is her girlfriend. And I would love to know the fucking foreplay. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Kai delivers some stomps on Knox in the center of the ring, then tags Sane in. Sane then tags out Asuka, and the Kabuki Warriors double team Knox. Sane then tags back in and tags out to Kai, and Damage Control looks to triple team on Knox. Baszler and Starks then come to Knox's aid and hit triple German suplex to Damage Control. They follow up with a triple running knee that continues working together to beat Damage Control down on the outside. No kidding. Shit. My tablet just went crapped out. Give me a second. And hits Starks with a forearm and a back elbow on Sane. Then Sane with a shoulder and drop kick off the top rope. Kai and Knox then tag in. Knox delivers right hands to Kai. Knox follows up with a choke slam and a headbutt. Then hits a knee to Kai's head and follows up with a running kick. Knox then hits a running senton in the corner and goes for a pin, but Asuka breaks the fall. Baszler puts Asuka in a Karafuda clutch, but Sane grabs Baszler's ankle to distract her. Oscar then escapes with Baszler with a kick, but walks into a kick from Stark. Zayn then sends Stark into the apron, but Stark looks to fly off the top rope. Kai then hits Stark with a kick, and Knox tries to take advantage. Kai then kicks out, and Knox looks to hit a running senton. Kai then avoids it and hits a running kick on Knox. Then tags Asuka in. Asuka then tags Zayn in and holds Knox in place as Zayn climbs to the top and hits her insane elbow finisher for the win, and Damage Control picks up the win. Michael Cole then announced that there will be over 30 hours of WWE live programming. And they had the season premiere of WWE Speed on X. I really haven't checked it out, so we head to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins as he was walking by. Kelly asked Rollins why would he accept a match this close to WrestleMania. Rollins then says he only had one gear, and that is pedal to the metal, and he always has a plan B. Rollins then bumps into Drew McIntyre, yells, McIntyre, he ain't dead yet, as Rollins was leaving. McIntyre tells him, yet. And I love McIntyre. He brought offerings to Mr. Punk today during the press conference, which are, I believe, muffins, and he called CM Punk corporate punk. But that suit, oh, Madon, please, Punk, GTS me. Put me to sleep. I don't give a shit, but holy fuck. A number of events are then announced for WrestleMania 40 week. Pat McAfee says CM Punk is talking right now, and he loves it. He then gets an entrance of the main event, which is the Bloodline Rules match, which is Seth freaking Rollins versus Solo Sikoa. The match starts off with Rollins nailing Sikoa before he could get in the ring. Rollins then hits the suicide dive on Sikoa, then nails him with a couple of chops. Sikoa then charges at Rollins, but Rollins moves away out of the way, and Sikoa then is sent crashing into the ring steps. Rollins then goes for a pedigree, but Sikoa avoids it and sends Rollins face bouncing off the announce desk. I'm hoping that we're going to get stereo fucking pedigrees tomorrow night. That will be fucking awesome. Sikoa then sends Rollins into the timekeeper's area, but Rollins hits a jawbreaker on Sikoa off the barricade and throws several chairs in Sikoa's direction to level him. Rollins then grabs one of the chairs and hits Sikoa in his midsection before it hits across Sikoa's spine and nails Sikoa with a DDT on top of it. Rollins then grabs a table from underneath the ring and sets up it in the ring. Sikoa then gets Rollins on his shoulders and looks to send him crashing through the table, but Rollins escapes and super kicks Solo Sikoa. Rollins then hits a second super kick on Sikoa, and then that gets him on the table. Rollins climbs to the top rope, but Sikoa escapes and joins Rollins on the ropes. Sikoa gets Rollins up on his shoulders and sends him crashing through the table with a Samoan drop. Sikoa then sends Rollins' head bouncing off the ring steps on the outside and charges at him. Rollins then moves out of the way, and Sikoa is sent crashing into them. Rollins then grabs one of the ring steps and nails Sikoa with it, then grabs another table from underneath the ring and sets it up in the center of the ring. Sikoa then hits a headbutt on Rollins and sits on the top rope, and then delivers an open palm strike on Rollins and gets him up on his shoulders once again. Rollins then escapes and hits a powerbomb on Sikoa through the table. Rollins then hits a curb stomp on Sikoa, but Jimmy Uso appears out of nowhere and super kick Rollins. Jey Uso, why did this music come on, which is beyond me, then hits Jimmy Uso and meets him on the top of the ramp. Both men brawl to the back, but Jey Uso gets tossed back onto the ramp as The Rock emerges from the back. The Rock then says Jey Uso crashing through the barricade and throws him to the back. Then makes his way down to the ring. The Rock then stares Rollins down as Rollins smiles back at him. Cody Rhodes' music hits, which I don't understand, and Rhodes runs down to the ring. Rhodes then delivers a hand to The Rock and then clears the announce desk with Rollins. Rhodes then gets The Rock on the top of the announce desk, and then Rhodes looks and sends him crashing through it. Roman Reigns appears and pulls Rhodes off the announce desk, but Rollins comes to Rhodes' aid and begins brawling with Reigns. Reigns then sends Rollins crashing into the ring post, then does the same to Rhodes. Reigns then hits a Superman punch on Rollins in the ring and sends Rhodes back into the ring. Reigns then lands a spear on Rhodes, then hugs The Rock. The Rock and Reigns then get their hands on Rhodes' weight belt and whips it across Rollins and Rhodes' spine. Sequoia then holds Rhodes in place, and The Rock continues using the weight belt to attack Rhodes. Reigns then holds up the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and The Rock holds up the Rhodes' weight belt as the show comes to a close. So that is that. Now on to SmackDown. So SmackDown is legitimately is now being built as like an unofficial night for WrestleMania. So it was a really crazy night. It was an action-packed night. So we are going to basically go through this, and then you're going to get my picks, and then I'm going to go to bed. I'm exhausted. So we saw the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, KO show with the Viper Randy Orton, Zelina Vega versus Elektra Lopez. We have the New Catch Republic versus A-Town Downtown, A-Town Down Under, and we have Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. So the show opened up with a video from Meek Mill hyping up this weekend's WrestleMania. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal statue was then shown. Kevin Owens' music then plays, and Owens makes his way down to the ring for the show's opening segment as Corey Graves and Wade Barrett welcome us. It was then announced there were 19,833 fans in attendance. It was shown that the Spanish announce team was also in the arena for commentary. Owen starts off by saying his guest tonight is an absolute legend in the wrestling industry, and it means a lot to him every time they get to share the ring. Owens then introduces Randy Orton, and the Viper makes his way down to the ring. Owens then says he and Orton sit together in the ring ahead of their triple threat match for the United States Championship against one another and Paul Logan on Sunday, with a common hatred for Paul. Owens then asks Orton how repulsive and unthinkable he finds Paul on a scale to 1 to 10. Orton says Paul is an 11. We then head over to see WWE United States Champion Logan Paul on WrestleMania 40 set at Lincoln Financial Field. Paul then calls Orton and Owens' names out and says, while they are acting like a couple of toddlers playing in a sandbox, he is building an empire. Paul then questions what Orton and Owens are doing, wasting their time on the Kevin Owens show, where he then says he is thinking about his victory on Sunday when he retains his title. Owens then says Paul is talking a lot of trash for someone who is across the street, and Orton says asks if asks Owens if they're thinking the same thing. Owens then says he is the he is, and the two leave the arena through the crowd as Grayson Waller and Austin Theory emerges from underneath the ring. Waller and Theory then chase Owens and Orton. O- Orton oh, bleh. Owens and Orton then grab a golf cart and start the ride over to the stadium. Waller and Theory then continue to chase Owens and Orton through the parking lot. We head back inside the arena. We get a video package hyping up the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So that the match starts off with Pretty Deadly looking to eliminate Amos. Amos then overpowers them and says Kit Wilson out of the ring. Elton Prince then jumps over the top rope and onto the floor to eliminate himself. Everyone then begins brawling with one another. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde eliminate Angel and Berto. Angel and Berto then pull Wilde and Del Toro underneath the bottom rope, continue to beat them down as Cameron Grimes is eliminated. Jinder Mahal then is sent out of the ring over the top rope before Veer Mahan and Sangha eliminated Apollo Crews. The Creed brothers then sneak up on Veer Mahan and Sangha and eliminated them over the top rope. Amos then sends JD McDonough crashing onto the mat with a choke slam. Amos then sends the Creed brothers over the top rope, but he can't hang on and accidentally eliminates himself as well. Bronson Reed then eliminates Joaquin Wilde and sends Ivar sends Cedric Alexander over the top rope onto the floor. Ricochet then hits Reed with a couple of insecurities from the apron as Ivar sent Ashante Theodonis over the top rope. Reed and Ivar then begin brawling and hit one another with clotheslines. Ricochet then looks to fly, but Reed catches him and sends him over the top rope and onto the apron. McDonough then pulls Ricochet off the apron from the outside to eliminate him. Tozawa then hits a super kick on McDonough to eliminate him. We are down to the final four, and Reed and Ivar flattens Tozawa between them. But Otis delivers a back elbow to Ivar and a clothesline to Reed. Otis then hits the caterpillar on Reed, but Ivar sends Otis over the top rope and onto the floor. Tozawa then goes after Ivar, but Ivar sends him over the top rope and onto Otis. We are down to the final two. Reed and Ivar exchange shots before Ivar hits a spinning heel kick on Reed. Ivar then climbs to the top rope and looks to hit a moonsault, but Reed rolls out of the way and hits Ivar with a rolling senton. Reed then clotheslines Ivar out of the ring to eliminate him, and Bronson Reed is the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. WWE United States Champion was shown walking backstage at the Wells Fargo Arena, and he was all smiles. We get a video package, The Final Testament. Karrion Kross takes a shot at the almighty Bobby Lashley for having little to nothing to do last year's WrestleMania. Kross then says he carried their conflict to a must-see fight that got them both a match at WrestleMania 40. Logan Paul's music then hits, and the WWE United States Champion makes his way out to the bunch of boos from the crowd. Paul starts off by saying, "Good evening," with the people of South Jersey. Then says, "Whoever had the idea of him spend a weekend in Philadelphia is fired." Paul then says, when he looks around in the crowd, all he sees are idiots, and it makes sense that dummies would cheer for dummies like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Paul then takes more shots at Owens and Orton, then says Grayson Waller and Theory across the street at Lincoln Financial Field about to blindside Orton and Owens with an attack. Paul then reveals that he has the cameraman over there to film the attack. Waller and Theory are then shown unable to find Orton and Owens, and that is what they tell Paul. Owens and Orton then emerge from under the ring at the Wells Fargo Center, and Paul tries retreating to the back when he notices them. Owens then prevents Paul from doing so and gets him back in the ring. Owens then hits a stunner on Paul before Orton hits Paul with an RKO. We then head back where we see Carlito call for help after finding Dragon Lee beaten down. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega then run in to check on Lee, as do medical personnel and SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. Carlito then tells everyone that he has no idea who did it, but he has someone in mind. Rey and Zelina then leave to make their way. My thing is, with this whole situation, I think Carlito is going to churn. I have this funny feeling because he's sick and tired of being the second fiddle to everybody. So I think Carlito is going to be the one that's going to knife in the back, and I'm here to see it. So they make their way down to the ring. So it's going to be Zelina Vega versus Electra Lopez. The match starts off with Vega hitting Lopez from forearm shots. Vega then follows up with a couple of sling blades and a running knee. Then hits Lopez with a Meteora and goes for a pin, but Lopez kicks out. Vega then looks to fly from the second rope, but Lopez catches Blester with a spinning sidewalk slam. Lopez then climbs to the top rope, but Vega then hits a 619 on Lopez's knees and nails her with a hammerlock DDT. Vega then pins Lopez, but the referee distracted by Dominic on the apron. Vega then nails Dominic and Rey pulls him off, and that leads to Lopez hitting Vega with her electric shock finisher for the win, and Electric Lopez wins her match. After the match, Rey Mysterio tries to help Vega out, but Dominic and Escobar attack WWE Hall of Famer. Escobar and Dominic then push Andrade since he has not joined the beatdown. Andrade then hits Dominic with a vicious lariat and sends Escobar and Dominic out of the ring. Andrade then hugs Rey and Vega. Hey, when she jumped into his arms, I don't think Miss Charlotte's going to be too thrilled about that. And I don't think Malachi is going to be too thrilled about that either. Anywho, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair and Naomi, then make their way down to the ring and address the WWE Universe. Belair starts off by saying everyone knows about her long history with Damage Control. Belair then says she fought against them time after time alone, and it became exhausting. Belair then says she wanted to give up until Naomi came around and helped her out. Naomi then says Damage Control dragged Belair around, and Belair says they did the same thing to Naomi. Naomi then says they needed one another, but they were still outnumbered. Belair then says Damage Control has been on top for so long, and because of that, they have been too cocky. Belair then says they took out everyone who tried helping her, and the last thing they expected was for someone new to show up. Belair then says, lucky for them, that person came in a form of their WrestleMania tag team partner in their 6-woman tag team match against Damage Control. Belair then introduces Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill comes out and she makes her way down to the ring. Cargill starts off by thanking Belair and Naomi, then gives a shout out to Damage Control for giving the stage to show the WWE Universe what she is all about. Cargill then says the three of them will show why they are no damage control. And then puts Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai on notice. Cargill then tells Damage Control that they are now in the eye of the storm. Short and sweet. This is what we want from Jade Cargill. Short and sweet. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. Main event, Jey Uso was then shown backstage where they say that he will whoop his brother Solo Sikoa in their match later tonight. Jay says yeet, and the crowd responds with a yeet of their own. We then head back to the ring. There were the New Catch Republic. They were heading their way down to the ring. We head back where Rey Mysterio told Dragon Lee won't be cleared to wrestle this weekend. Andrade then says he will be Mysterio's partner at WrestleMania. Carlito then shows up and tells them to take Santos and Dominic down. I'm here feeling a turn. Because you know when Andrade came back, you know for a fucking fact that he was going to be in WrestleMania. There was no way in hell that he was going to miss this, or he was going to be at ringside. Please, for the love of God, this was the only fucking way. So we're going to go to the next tag team match, which is the New Catch Republic versus A-Town Down Under. The match starts off with Dunn and Theory. Both men take turns locking in each other's submission holds before Theory hits forearms. Dunn then hits a dragon screw on Theory's ankle, then tags Bate in. Bate then jumps from the second rope with some assistance from Dunn and hits a drop kick on Theory. Waller then tags in and Bate hits him with a Hurricane Rana. Bate then hits an airplane spin on Waller as Dunn begins to brawl with Theory. Bate then looks to fly, but Theory hits him with a right hand. Bate then nails Theory on the outside, but Waller takes advantage and hits a kick to Bate on his face through the second rope before delivering a tornado DDT on the apron. Theory then hits a blockbuster on Bate and Waller pins him. Bate then kicks out and hits a delayed vertical suplex on Waller and tags Dunn in. Dunn then hits Itzigiri on both Theory and Waller and continues his offense on both men. Dunn then takes Theory out and hits a Waller with a German suplex, then follows up with a drop kick. Dunn then snaps Waller's fingers but Theory drop kicks him. Bate then nails Theory, but Waller hits him with a jumping knee and follows up with a right hand on Waller outside the ring. Waller then looks to hit a rolling stunner on Dunn, but Dunn nails him with a right hand. Dunn then tags Bate in. The New Catch Republic hit Burning Hammer for the win, and they pick up the win. So then after the match, Judgment Day blindsides the New Catch Republic and beats down Priest, then hits a South of Heaven chokeslam on Bate and Razor's Edge on Dunn. McDonough then hits Devil Inside on Waller. Dominic Mysterio hits a frog splash on Dunn, and Priest hits Theory with another South of Heaven. Balor then follows up with the coup de grace. And Mommy has some hair extensions, and oh God, she's gorgeous. Short hair, long hair, medium. She's just perfect. Mommy is always on top. I'm dealing with a family issue. Give me 1 second. We get a video package of Bailey talking about her friendship and her feud with Io Sky. LA Knight makes his way down to the ring to address the WWE Universe. A video of last week's segment with AJ Styles airs. Knight is in the middle of the ring and the crowd chanting his name. Knight then starts off by saying this, "Let me talk to you" line, and the fans react. Knight then says, "Yeah," a bunch of times, and the crowd reacts. Knight then took his sunglasses off and says he thinks Styles is phenomenal at not showing up and running away. Knight then tells Styles to grab his crying towel because all Styles has been doing is crying about Knight. Knight then says he makes Styles interesting and he is going to give Styles a beating. Knight then ends the segment with his catchphrase. So, today at WWE World, there was a brawl between him and AJ Styles. Crazy, 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 crazy. We get a promo from the almighty Bobby Lashley and his group BFAB. BFAB says there will be nowhere for the final testament to hide. Lashley then says this weekend they will finish the final testament. Main event, Jey Uso heads out to the ring for his match with Solo Sikoa. The match starts off with main event Jey Uso offering his hand to Solo Sikoa. Sikoa refuses to shake it, and the two began brawling. Jey then hits an enziguri on Sikoa and hits second one from the apron. Then low bridges Sikoa out of the ring and looks to deliver a tope suicida. Sikoa catches Jey with a right hand and chokeslams him on the top of the ring apron. Jey then delivers right hands to Sikoa. Sikoa then nails Jey and goes for a pin, but Jey kicks out. Sikoa then delivers a right hand to Jey and looks for a hip attack, but Jey moves out of the way and hits a series of right hands to Sikoa. Sikoa then looks for a flapjack, but Jey hits him with a super kick, then follows up with an open palm strike and an enziguri, then hits a hip attack in the corner. Sikoa then hits a Samoan drop on Jey and goes for a Samoan spike, but Jey avoids it and hits Sikoa with a couple of super kicks. Jey then follows up with a spear and climbs to the top rope and then hits Sikoa with an Uso splash. Jimmy Uso appears out of nowhere and starts beating Jey down, causing a disqualification. We all know that was going to be happening. And then after the match, Jey continues beating down Jey down with right hands and holds him in place as Sikoa goes for a Samoan spike. Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins make their way down to the ring to even up the odds. Rhodes then hits the Cody Cutter on Sikoa. Jimmy then tries to escape through the crowd, but Jey catches up with him and sends him back into the ring. Rhodes then grabs his weight belt and then throws it over to Rollins before hitting Jimmy with a crossroads. Rhodes then holds up his weight belt and whips it across Jimmy's spine. Jey then hits Jimmy with an Uso splash off the top rope. Rhodes then grabs the mic and asks Philadelphia if they could feel 40 years of WrestleMania. Rhodes then says he and Rollins will slap The Rock so hard that his ego lifts out of his body like his soul and remembers what it's like to be the people's champion tomorrow night. Rhodes then says they will shatter the foundation of the bloodline and he will go on to dethrone Roman Reigns as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And the following night, Rhodes then says he is fighting for every moment that defines him and every fan that has believed in him. Rhodes then says when one good story ends, even better one begins. Rhodes stands tall with Rollins and Jey as the show comes to the close. And that is it. Now let's get on to my picks. All right. Let's get to night one. Night one, we'll see Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. I am taking Reigns and The Rock because there's no way in hell we're not going to have a Bloodline Rules match. This is where it's going to take another level. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. I'm taking Rhea Ripley to retain. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Gunther is picking up the win. The six-pack ladder match for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles. And you have to grab both sets. We're going to have Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus our Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I am going to take... I'm going to actually take DIY and DIY. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I'm taking Jey Uso. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control's Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. I'm taking Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. Latino World Order, Rey Mysterio and Andrade El Idolo versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. And I'm going to take Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Night 2, WrestleMania. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes is going to end the Tribal Chief. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre will win, and I would not be surprised Damian Priest tries to fuck that up. Io Sky versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley is going to win. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for the WWE United States Championship. Logan Paul will retain. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. LA Knight's going to win. And in a Philadelphia street fight match, the Final Testament, AOP, Akam and Razor, and Karrion Kross versus The Pride, Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, the Street Profits. I'm going to take the Final Testament, of course. So those are my picks. So holy shit, an hour and a half just to do that. Okay. So that is it. Those are my picks. That's the preview and predictions. I will be back here right after night 1 for WrestleMania night 1. And then Monday at some point before the fucking eclipse, because we fucking had a earthquake here today. You will get the review of night 1 and night 2. I'm going to sleep after night 2. I'm going to be exhausted. So, but I want you to check out the rest of the content, which is episode 335. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, upload a video or do a short, you will know about it. Please do me a favor and check out my socials, which are Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. Follow me there. Follow me on X, TikTok, and Cameo, all Mel's Match at. Please go check me out over there. Please do me a favor. Go check out Mel's Match Chat. Yeah, that you're on that. Please go check me out on check out the lovely people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check me out at Liquid Death and go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And please go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. And you could go check out their latest with Wrestling Revolver. That was tonight. So go check them out. Please enjoy WrestleMania weekend. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow night right after night 1 of WrestleMania. Have a great evening and enjoy. Love you all.